Time right now is 9:41. Today is World Cancer Research Day. And we have a special guest joining us, Dr. Alexander Scheer, a leading cancer research expert who is working on one of the most challenging aspects of cancer treatment, I would say, drug resistance for patients battling leukemia, melanoma, pancreatic cancer. Doctor, these treatments that can initially work eventually stop being effective. Is that right?
Yes, it's true because especially for the leukemia, there are very nice drugs on the market which are given in the clinics. But after 1 year, the patient is improving, but then the drugs doesn't work anymore, and the patient relapse. And in many cases, there is no other solution available. So the patients are kind of locked in a situation where the current treatment doesn't work, and no other treatments are available. And this is a very, very bad situation. And this is what we are addressing with our drugs.
Yeah, explain to us why this happens, why drug resistance happens, and how common is this problem then for cancer patients?
Actually, it's a problem for almost every cancer patient because we were making a big progress in the last 50 years of targeted therapies due to the research worldwide. And now we're precisely targeting some cell mechanism which are responsible for cancer cell growth. But we have underestimated always our enemy because cancer cells and tumors are very, very smart. They understand after a certain while that this kind of pathway or this kind of mechanism is kind of not working. And what they are doing is kind of to just opening up another pathway to circumvent this blockage, and the effect of the given drug is gone away, and needs another drug again to chip in to still block the activity of these cancer cells.
Oh, wow.
This is a kind of common phenomenon, and this is why always combination and so on and so forth are so important to give a cancer patient more options.
Yeah, I mean, those smart cancer cells find another way around it, I guess, right? Your research focuses on leukemia, melanoma, pancreatic cancer specifically. Why these cancers, and what are you finding?
So it's always a story behind the story. AML leukemia was the topic because we had clinician in Bernau in Czech Republic next to us, and that was the most known in leukemia. But now we are also expanding to other cancer types, other companies of similar compounds working also on colorectal cancer, on prostate cancer, and so on and so forth. We are not yet finishing of deciding which is the final cancer type we could use. I mean, we see also kind of a quite agnostic avenue in front of us. So we are still at the beginning of our trip.
Okay, all right. Is there any hope then? What is it too early to talk about what's hopeful on the horizon?
No, kind of hope is driving our kind of research, and hope is driving research. This is why it's a World Cancer Research Day. Without hope, you cannot do anything. But of course, we are also scientists, so hope alone is not enough. So we have also wonderful preclinical data, let's say data with animals or in cells, which are very, very promising, which showing that in a kind of clinical setting in an animal, we can overcome the resistance against current treatments with our drug. And now, of course, the big challenge is translating it to the patient.
Yeah, exactly. And with the patient, what do you tell patients who are dealing with drug resistance? What is your message to them?
The message is actually that you have to ask your physician always of a combination of drugs, because the key word in cancer therapy in all the congresses you go is combination, combination, combination. We are just changing our dogma from one drug fits all is like a specific combination for the specific cancer patient. Also for circumventing resistance, because if you logically you take several drugs in combination, the risk of developing a resistance against one drug is less. And we are proposing again another kind of toolbox compound within this mix, which should reduce resistance further.
All right. Well, it sounds like that's the kind of the game plan going into the next 5 years. I mean, is that the path then for the 5-10 years from now where drug research is going?
Yeah, this is where drug research is going, because we're also trying to get more personalized. That means not every person should get the same drug, we're also in the age where with data we collect and also with AI, with the help that we can kind of personalize the therapy for a given patient, which also would kind of, again, further reduce resistancy and would also increase the impact on the patient.
Yeah, I was going to ask about AI, how, if at all, is it contributing and helping? And then the need for
Yeah.
continued support, including funding, right?
Yeah, I mean, the funding problem is, of course, the biggest problem for biotechs to get this forward. We are now in a period where we have finishing our preclinical work, so the research work, and now we are just looking for fundraising to make the next step into the clinic, which is, of course, a big step, but it's a decisive step because everybody only invests in compounds which are working in humans. Because what we are doing all now is everything very, very nice, very promising, but again, not in human yet.
Dr. Alexander Scheer, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Any place where people can go for more information?
Oh yeah, happy. We have a website. It's called www.casinvent. This is casinvent.com. And there we have kind of presentations, we have literature and so on and so forth. But you also can contact us always directly. We have all the email coordinates there, and we're happy to discuss with everybody, with clinician, with patient, with everybody. But again, just to make it clear, we are a preclinical organization. We cannot give any advice to patients, so we are a research group.
All right. Yes. Very good distinction. Dr. Alexander Scheer, leading cancer research expert. Your work is very important for a lot of folks. So thank you for joining us here this morning on Live
Thank you very much.
All right. Take care.
Thank you.
All right. World Cancer Research Day, everybody. Hopefully we've learned a little bit more there. Let's